Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, all you wonderful devotees, for your very, very nice realizations on Lord Nrsimhadeva's appearance day. It is very inspiring. And I was saying that we have heard this pastimes of Lord Nrsimhadeva, of Krishna's very special incarnation, protecting his devotees. So many times, but each time we hear, each time we want to hear more and more and more. So very nice. And we teach our young students first, this Lord pastime. So now all the devotees who have not switched on the television, your screen, you'll be asked questions first. So it's up to you. All right, you can switch on and participate. It'll be very wonderful. Um, you see, the mercy that we receive from the Lord, we make a we receive the mercy through the medium, and the medium is the disciplic succession. There is a Guru Shishya Parampara, and when we experience the mercy, then we must understand this, that there is somebody in the parampara who's really praying for us. Yes, our prayer works also. There are devotees who are not in parampara, but the Lord protects everybody, 100%. There is no doubt about it. But especially for us who are in the parampara, our protection comes from our acharyas and our seniors. We must always know and remember that the path that we are walking, this path has already been walked by somebody before us. That is very important, that we should not forget. And we just follow. We just quietly and simply follow. And that is our perfection, really. Yeah. Now, the first thing that happens is that so many people, they ask and they say, where is God? I don't believe in God. Show me God. Sometimes the Lord appears from different ways. Like Krishna, he appeared in the womb of Mother Devaki through the heart, first either from the mind of Vasudeva and the heart. And from heart to heart, he appeared in the Mother Devaki and then in the womb. In other incarnations, he appeared even in the semen of the father as a pure devotee. Even if we talk about um, Kadama Muni and Mother Devahuti, and that's how he appeared. So somebody may ask, how is it possible? You're bringing God to such a lower level, coming from the semen, Lord Kapil Dev. But here the Lord appears from the pillar. What do you say to that? Can you beat that? You're objecting to Lord coming from the semen of somebody, but you cannot object when it's coming from the pillar. You see, that's the point. This is the thing to be understood. The Lord is completely transcendental. Yes. Now, I just want to be sure that we all understand the pastimes of the Lord. So, Lord Vishnu had killed Hiranyaksha, the elder brother of Hiranyakashipu, the children of Diti. And so, Hiranyakashipu could never forget him. He was very angry, very, very angry. And to kill him with vengeance, he went to Lord Brahma and did severe austerities. That anybody can remember from the beginners program and intermediate program and the children, about what kind of severe austerities he had performed. Okay, can you please tell me, Pradyumna Prabhu, Suchi? Let's hear from Suchi. Mother Hare Krishna. What were the austerities he had performed?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Hari Bol.
There are many austerities that Prahlad Maharaj performed.
Are you sure? Sorry, are you showing yourself on the video? Can I show you?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, then you must.
Just a minute, Prabhu. I was doing.
Yes. What are the austerities?
Yes, Prabhu. So he had done many austerity, but a few would be, if I would chalk down few, there would be once he was thrown from the mountain, but
No,
then
no, 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 no. Austerity by Hiranyakashipu to gain mercy, benediction from Lord Brahma.
uh, that he wasn't told to do bhakti of Vishnu, but he then followed the austerity and then
No, no, no. No, he wanted to kill Vishnu. He wanted to become immortal. So what did he do? Do you know? You were?
uh, he had done through that. Then he had done everything from chanting to kirtan to everything. That that would be like the verse that I remember that verse. I don't know Shravanam Kirtanam.
No, 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 no. Okay. No, no. Thank you. Let's try. Let's try. Okay, who's there now? Pradyumna? Do you remember Pradyumna? So
Um,
what do you remember?
Bro, like you were asking about Hiranyakashipu, right?
Yes, Hiranyakashipu.
Uh, I know that he did tapasya for like some 100 years.
Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to see you. Excuse me. Okay. Yep. Yes, please. Continue. Yeah.
That's only I remember, bro, that he did tapasya for some 100 years
Okay.
to get Brahma.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yes, Parthu. What do you know?
Hare Krishna, bro, I kind of know that Hiranyakashipu did a lot of austerities. One of them, like for a certain duration of years, I don't know exactly the number. Maybe it was 21,000, 36,000, some number of years in thousands or hundreds. I don't know the exact number. I'm just throwing it out in the air. So there was some particular
Don't
number
don't
of years he did. Yes, Prabhu.
don't throw it out if you don't know.
Okay, bro.
Just say I don't
So
know.
there was some. I don't know. There was some particular number of years he did tapasya for, and then he was standing on one leg, and he controlled his breathing, and then there, and because of his austerity, the heavens were shaking. The this the seat of Indra was shaking, and everybody was terrified because they thought that he wants the throne of Indra. So yes, that is what I know, Prabhu.
Yeah, good. So in one leg, how was he standing on one leg? Can you show us? Do you know?
Um, no, not exactly, Prabhu.
Okay. The answer is right. Want to know if you know. Okay. Who else knows? Any children know?
Yes.
Any children know? Can you show?
Prabhuji, I know
You
how
know,
you
Navina?
did
Okay. Show yourself then. Show how you do it.
it.
Put the whole screen, okay, to on how to do it. All right.
Oh, okay, I don't know how to do it.
Yes, that's a hand up. Yep. And what about the legs?
Papa.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, your father should show the legs. The father is
I
nicely
did
laughing,
Oh,
and you'll keep
legs.
standing like this,
Hmm.
and we'll also enjoy. There it is now. Yes, that's how the legs were. One leg up, all right, and then the hands are up over him. Very nice. Thank you very much. Haribol. Yes, thank you very much. So with this way, he was standing like this for so many years that an ant hill came around him. Yeah, it was big. I think I gave a class also on that point. You know? And became so thin that he became a skeleton. But still from the skeleton, because he was alive, the soul could move around from the skeleton without the body. And that is very interesting, isn't it? Yes, how the medical science will say that. The soul was still moving around from the body. Life air would still move around. Okay, and then, yes, the demigod became very afraid. It went on for so many years. It was unimaginable. His children, his wife was pregnant, and the wife was, the demigod wanted to, the Indra said, let's go and kidnap the wife. And the wife was protected by Narad Muni as pregnant. She came to the shelter of Narad Muni. The Narad said, yes, I'll protect. Don't worry about it. And she said that, please protect my child also. Narad said, no problem. Nobody will come to you. Protection given. Okay. Now, now we come to the second stage when Hiranyakashipu then pleased Lord Brahma. Then what happened? What did he ask? What were the benedictions being asked? Yes, Suchi Mataji. Now remember any of these? The benedictions being asked. Give me one benediction, please.
The power to rule the entire world. So,
No. No. Okay.
Acha,
You can-
yeah. That he can't be killed by a human or a demigod.
Okay.
No.
One. Just give me only one. So he cannot be killed by a human being, or a demigod, or
and
animal,
or animal.
or any living being. Okay, there's one. Okay. Yes, Padumna, what is the second? And you remember any? Your turn
That
now.
he cannot be killed during day or night.
He cannot be killed during day or night. Very good. Yes, Parth, third. Parth Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, he cannot be killed in the air nor on the ground.
Nor air, nor the ground. Very good. Yes, Swami Mataji, fourth.
Prabhuji, I think it was something like he couldn't be killed inside of his house or outside of his house.
Yes, very good. Very good. Neither inside nor outside the house. Okay. And who's there now? Anyone want to say? Number 5. Who's there from beginners or intermediate program?
Prabhuji,
You want to say, Ravina? Okay, tell.
he
5.
can't be killed by any sort of weapon.
He cannot be killed by any sort of weapons. Yes. Did we cover everything? Did we cover everything? Or anything is missing? Krishnadas?
I think that covers everything.
Yeah. So,
First thing was to be immortal.
so because basically he asked one question. He was, when Brahma came, devotees told Brahma, demigod said to Brahma, don't go there. Don't go there. And don't give him benediction. What are you should not do this. He said, no, listen. If somebody prays to me, I have to go. This is my business. So they were all very scared. So the once Lord Brahma went to Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyakashipu said, my Lord Brahma, you've come, very nice, wonderful, please come. And Lord Brahma blessed him, he regained his strength, back he was. He became skeleton. And then he asked Lord Brahma, please give me the benediction that I can become immortal. That's the first thing he asked. Please bless me so I become immortal. Lord, what did Lord Brahma say? Who knows this? What did Lord Brahma say? Any children? Any beginners, devotees, intermediate level devotees?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes. What did Lord Brahma say?
That I am myself not immortal, I cannot grant it as well.
Yes. So when I cannot grant you something which I am not myself. So when I'm not immortal, how can I say that you become immortal? I can't do this. Can't do this. Right. So that is the reason why Hiranyakashipu intelligently used all these circumventing methods. That I cannot be killed by man or demigods, or any animals. It cannot be killed with weapons. Cannot be killed inside or outside of my home. Cannot be killed up in the air, down on the ground. Cannot be killed in the daytime or nighttime. And then what happened when Lord Nrsimhadeva appeared? Then what happened? How did Lord Nrsimhadeva kill him? That was the first thing. Yes, Suchi Masaji. What the first thing? Lord Nrsimhadeva made sure that the benedictions of Lord Brahma were satisfied and also were killed. He killed Hiranyakashipu. How was that? How did he kill? Say first was what? He cannot be killed by man or demigod or animal. How did he kill him?
So Narsim Bhagwan is half man and half lion.
This is the reason why he became half man, half lion. This answer there. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Second, how did he kill? No, not you. Now we'll give somebody else the chance. Okay, Pradyumna. Now, tell us how did he kill inside or outside of the home?
He was between where the door is there. He was between the outside or both outside and inside.
Yes, he was at the door, half out, half in. Okay. Now, third thing, Sonamataji, tell me how Lord Nrsimhadeva protected the benediction of Lord Brahma by saying that he will not be killed on earth or on the sky. Are you there, Sonamataji? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm here only.
You're thinking, okay, okay.
I don't remember, Prabhuji, actually.
You don't remember. Oh, what about past Prabhu? What do you remember?
Prabhu, he was killed on the lap of Lord
Yeah,
Nrsimhadeva.
Lord Nrsimhadeva placed him on his lap. Yeah, and said, neither up nor down, you're on my lap. Very nice. And then when did he kill him? It's your turn, Past Prabhu.
So, dusk time.
Yeah, so it is neither day nor night. It is dusk time. Okay, and he cannot be killed by weapons. So how was he killed? Who would like to say that? Any
Prabhuji.
children? Yes, anybody, please. No problem.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
he was killed with Nrsimhadeva's nails.
Nails. Yeah. That's how he killed Lord. He killed Lord Nrsimhadeva killed Hiranyakashipu with the nails, not weapons, not atomic weapons, no missiles, nothing like that. But he was so powerful, this Hiranyakashipu, that even missiles and nuclear weapons could not kill him. You think it is a false thing? What? Well, you don't know him. He was ruling the whole world. Means all three lokas, including after this, he ruled the whole world, all the three lokas. Right. So now we know, we have recollected a bit of a story here. Pastime. Now, the most important thing to understand is this, that this whole pastime of Lord Nrsimhadeva's appearance is the pastime of fulfilling promises. And throughout Lord Krishna's different appearances and incarnations, he always promises, "You want to surrender them to me, I'll protect them." Even when Lord Ram was Krishna came as Lord Ram, he said that even now, if Ravan comes to me, surrender them to me, I'll leave him, forgive him, I'll give protection. You see, this is what is mentioned by Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita 9:31. He says that, I'm just referring to my notes here, okay? Don't mind me. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigachati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. It's a very famous verse, 9:31. See, kshipram means very soon. Okay? Bhavati, this is where I think we did the verse even in our Facebook group, WhatsApp group, the verse before 9:30, which verse we are in at the moment. You remember? Facebook, please. Anyone? Wecan group. Well, this is the verse. This is exactly the verse that we're discussing. 9:31. How come nobody told me, man? You guys are sleeping or what? Do you not read my verses? I work so hard. You read the words. Somebody read the words. Come, Pradyumna, read the words. What is the translation? Read the words.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Let me get some satisfaction when you guys are listening and reading it. I work so hard, Yes.
He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Yes, this is the promise. This is the promise which Krishna gives in every incarnation. See, Kshipram means very quickly. Bhavati Dharmatma. Bhavati means he becomes. Dharmatma means very righteous person. Shashvat Shantim Nigachati. Shashvat Shantim means lasting peace. Shantim means peace. Shashvat means long time, peace. Nigachati, he attains. Kaunteya, Pratijanihi. Kaunteya means the son of Kunti Arjuna. Pratijanihi, just declare. Name Bhakta Pranashyati. Na means not, me means mine. Bhakta means devotee. Pranashyati means perishes. Declare it very boldly, O son of Kunti, that my devotee never perishes. Now, why did he say that? Why did he tell Arjuna to say that? One way to read this is yes, he told Arjuna, declared boldly that my devotee never perishes. But why? That why is important. Why? Because Krishna is God. He may say something today, and tomorrow he may change his mind. He's absolute. And even just like he steals something, he steals butter, it's very, very nice. People love it, when he steals butter. And when he tells his mother, I have not eaten butter, and he's lying, and people love it. Similarly, if he promises something, he may not promise, he may not fulfill the promise, and people will love this because he's absolute. You see, that's why he made his devotee to say, you say. Into Arjuna, you say, you promise on my behalf that my devotee never perishes. So once again, Pradyumna Prabhu, read it again, please. What does it say? The translation?
Yes, he quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Yes. So now, because his devotee has said it, now he's bound by it. He has to keep the promise. So that is the reason why it is very important to become devotee of Krishna. Now understand the vision of preaching, why devotees are preaching to you, why Hare Krishna Wecan exists, why ISKCON exists in the first place. ISKCON saved every living being in this whole world. Srila Prabhupada saved every living being in this whole world. And we are a very minute, minuscule, non-existential organization who feel that it is our duty to carry Srila Prabhupada's message to as many living beings as possible. See? All right. So, this whole pastime of Lord Nrsimhadeva appearing is to fulfill the promises. Now, what is the promise he is fulfilling? Who would like to say this, please? Who would like to say this, please? Right? I thought everybody will jump into this. Come on. What promise is he keeping?
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Yes.
Shall I say?
Yes, please, please. What is the promise he's keeping?
He's actually keeping the promise given by Narad Muni.
Yes. What is the promise?
So Narad Muni gave the protection to Prahlad Maharaj. She promised to his mother that his son will be protected.
Yes. Yes. Now, this is the point. Do you understand, all of you? This is what we discussed, I think, last year. Yes, Prahlad Maharaj were protected. That is correct. Now, this is discussed in the verse where Prahlad Maharaj are praying. Let me just open my notes here. In the 7th canto, this is mentioned. This particular verse comes. It says, "Mat prana rakshana mananta pitur vidhascha manye swabhrutya rushivakyamrutam vidhatum khadgam pragruhya yadavochad asad vidhustus viditsus tvam ishvaro madaparo vatukam harami." See, it's very important. He says, my Lord, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, after the Hiranyakashipu was killed, his father was killed. He says, my Lord, O unlimited reservoir of transcendental qualities, you have killed my father Hiranyakashipu and saved me from his sword. He had said very angrily, if there is any supreme controller other than me, let him save you. I shall now sever your head from your body. Therefore, I think that both in saving me and in killing him, you have acted to prove true the words of your devotee. There is no other cause. The Prahlad Maharaj is very humble. The word of your devotee is not calling himself a devotee. Now see, that's the reason why it is very important that we study the Srimad Bhagavatam with eyes open. We study Srimad Bhagavad Gita with eyes open. You see, moment little bit of puffing up comes up in our head, we are in trouble. Now, it is mentioned in the purport, Srila Prabhupada clarifies this point, that the killing of Hiranyakashipu and saving of Prahlad Maharaj also strictly followed this law of the Supreme Controller's activities. Means what? What is it that the lower and higher positions of living entities are due to their desires for the Lord being equal to all, and the Lord fulfills everyone's desire. Okay. Now, when Prahlad Maharaj's mother, Hiranyakashipu's wife, Kayadhu, was under the protection of Narad Muni, she had prayed to Narad Muni, say, please, you know, please give protection to my son from the enemy. Because Indra, as I started by saying, Indra and other demigods wanted to kidnap Kayadhu and kill the child born in. But Narad Muni knew who the child is in the womb, because that is what they had prayed. See, before this, what had happened was that when Hiranyakashipu got the benediction to rule, that he will not be killed in these many ways, 5 different ways, he wanted to become immortal. But that was not possible because Brahma himself is not immortal. He is mortal himself. He dies. Although dies after a very long time, but still he dies. So he asked in an indirect way all these things. I will not be killed in land or air, neither by weapons, nor by man, nor demigods or living beings. Out of everything. He thought he had covered everything. So because of this, when Hiranyakashipu became so powerful, he immediately ruled over the whole world. Demigod said he's going to rule over the whole world, and they ran away. You see? Now, because of this, he was so atrocious that everyone, it is mentioned, even Narad Muni had to be under his subjudication. Although externally he may be acting, but he had to be under control of Hiranyakashipu. He was so powerful. You see? So all the lokas he was controlling. Every loka he was controlling. You see? So when they prayed to, then they all went to Lord Vishnu, said, now help. They make a mess and they ask for Lord Vishnu to help. He said, don't worry. The child that is in the womb of the mother, his wife, is my devotee, top devotee. He'll be sorted. Don't worry about it. That's how Narad Muni also was protected the child. And that's when he protected and he promised Kayadhu to say that no problem, your child will be protected. I'll give protection to the child. That is where his protection is. See? So yes, we'll discuss this further. It will come. So thus, when Hiranyakashipu was going to kill Prahlad Maharaj, the Lord saved Prahlad to fulfill his promise in Bhagavad Gita. Kwanteya pratijanihi nama bhakta pranashyati 931. And to prove true the words of Narad. See, the Lord can fulfill many purposes through one action. This is Lord's specialty. Thus, the killing of Hiranyakashipu and the saving of Prahlad Maharaj were enacted simultaneously to prove the trustfulness of the Lord's devotee and the fidelity of the Lord himself to his own purpose. See? So it satisfies the purpose of what Narad Muni had promised, and at the same time completing his duty, his loving. He likes to protect his devotees. He does that, fulfilling his purpose. He's very perfect in doing so, Krishna. So the Lord acts only to satisfy the desires of his devotees. That's what he does. You may think that Krishna danced with the gopis for his pleasure. No, that is wrong. He danced for the pleasure of the gopis. You see, that we don't understand. That's why devotees can understand. Non-devotees think, oh, he's dancing with the gopis. But devotees understand he's dancing because the gopis wanted to, and they were top devotees. Doesn't mean tomorrow you want to say, Krishna, dance with me, and Krishna will come dancing for you. That's not possible. That's not going to happen. One has to be qualified in doing so. Yeah. Otherwise, he has nothing to do in this material world or anywhere. As confirmed in the Vedic language, Natasya karyam karnam cha vidyate. The Lord has nothing to do personally, for everything is done through his different potencies. Parasha Shaktir vividhaiva shruyate. The Lord has multifarious energies. You see, this is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 1365. So the Lord has multifarious energies, and through which everything is done. Thus, when he personally does something, it is only to satisfy his devotee. This point has to be understood. The Lord is known as Bhaktavatsala because he very much favors his devoted servant. That's why it's called Bhaktavatsala. You understand this point? Is this point clear? Anyone has any questions so far on what we discussed? So he satisfied Narad Muni's promise, and he satisfied Prahlad Maharaj's promise also. When he said, Lord is in the pillar, of course he's in the pillar. Because the father said, otherwise I'll kill you. I'll cut your head from your body. If somebody is more powerful, let him come and save you. Otherwise I'm going to kill you. So he said, he's in the pillar. Yes, he's in the pillar. And that's how it was. Lord came. See? So he's protecting in many ways. Multifarious ways. Okay, if there are no questions, let's move further. So when Hiranyakashipu was killed, after Lord Nrsimhadeva killed Hiranyakashipu, all the demigods, including Brahma and Lord Shiva, tried to pacify the Lord, which we know. We know this particular pastime. In the end, Lord Brahma requested Prahlad Maharaj, who was standing quietly with folded hands, by the side of Lord Nrsimhadeva, to pacify the Lord, because he was the cause for the Lord to come. See? Lord Nrsimhadeva placed his lotus hand over very affectionately on Prahlad Maharaj's head, and Prahlad Maharaj prayed to the Lord, saying that you have placed your head on, you had not placed your head over the heads of Lord Brahma, nor Lord Shiva, nor the goddess of fortune, your own wife, but you placed on my head. Yeah. Further, Srila Prahlad Maharaj, he could have asked for any benediction. He was asked me, what do you want? He could have asked any benediction. But he prayed that he would want to become the servant of the devotees. Yes, we know. He said that I want to remain here in the material world. We liberate all the devotees. That's correct. That is true. But he wanted to remain the servant of the Lord's devotees. of the Lord devotee, especially with Narad Muni. The one who gives knowledge is the Guru, the spiritual master. See, he is very important. And that is the reason why he praised this word. What he praised this particular Narad Muni and this particular point, And he says this that Tasmadamustanu Bhrutamaham Ashishogna Ayuh Shriyam Vibhavam Aindriyam Avarinchiyat. No, this is a different verse. Tasmadamustanu Bhrutam Aham Ashishogna Ayuh Shriyam Vibhavam Aindriyam Avirinchayat Nechamite Viludlitan Uruvakramena Kalat Manopanayamam Nijabhrutya Parshavam. He says, my dear Lord, now I have complete experience concerning the worldly opulence, mystic power, longevity, and other material pleasures enjoyed by all living entities, from Lord Brahma down to the ant. He said, as powerful Okay. My dear Lord, now I have complete experience concerning the worldly opulence, mystic power, longevity, and other material pleasures enjoyed by all living entities, from Lord Brahma down to the ant. As powerful time, you destroy them all, all material opulences of everybody. Therefore, because of my experience, I do not wish to possess them. See, personal experience. My dear Lord, I request you to place me in touch with your pure devotee and let me serve him as a sincere servant. This is what he wants. And this is further clarified in the next verse when he says that, my dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of my association with material desires, one after another, I was gradually falling into a blind well full of snakes, following the general populace. But your servant Narad Muni kindly accepted me as his disciple and instructed me how to achieve this transcendental position. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How could I live his service? He asked this question. So he thought, here Prahlad Maharaj is thinking that if I ask for any benedictions, then I'm not fulfilling my duty as a servant of my spiritual master who's instructing me. Do you understand this? You get this point, all of you? Okay. So, you see, in this material world, when somebody does something good for you, we are thankful, but we forget the thankfulness. We forget over a period of time. We remember very well when somebody does something wrong to us. This is the nature of the material world. This is the nature of the material world. Whereas a saintly person remembers both, and especially one who does the favor. And that is the reason why Prahlad Maharaj says, I'm not willing to even take any benediction. How can I do it in the presence of my Guru, the person who instructed me? And Narad Muni had instructed the whole Bhagavatam to Kayadhu when Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb. This is the point to be understood. Now, I want us to think, keep this in our mind. Let's think over it, ponder over it, and tell me, what did you understand by this? Just ponder over this point of what Prahlad Maharaj just said. And what do you understand by this? How can we implement it in our life? How can we implement in our lives this point? Otherwise, these are good stories. We think very good about it. We feel very good about it. It's finished. Let's hear. Let us start from the beginner's level, please. Who's there? Pradyumna Prabhu, please start with you. What do you understand by this, please? Okay, is it there? Okay, Sushi Mataji, can you please, sir, what do you understand by this? How would you implement this? What do you understand by this practically?
So, what I feel it is very hard for me right now to implement this because material world we don't have people like this in my country. I was just
That's
thinking
right.
on that. It is very hard because
Yeah.
if you really, if you really surrender uh, and be really humble towards people, this material world literally use you. And but yes, what I'll definitely implement this is as far as Prahlad Maharaj is concerned, he is a pure devotee. But I'll but then the humility, the thing that even if you are in such a great position of devotional service, you still be humble and still follow the your uh, disciplic succession and the guru that you
It
that
is
is what
hard. It is
it's
hard
very
to
hard.
ponder and come out right now. In fact,
Yes,
the whole life goes in this.
yes. And then so it is not about then following, it is following with commitment and sincerity.
Yes, yes.
It is- and
That's right.
it is
That's right.
and first for that we should have that guru that we can surrender and we can still follow sincerely and with commitment.
No, but that's there, Prabhupada there.
Yes,
No? Why? Why do you find somebody else? I mean, of course, there are other living gurus. Don't get me wrong. We're not about a good thing. But
yes,
I mean, there are people teaching us so many ways. Okay, that's fine. It's a good attempt. As I said, it's not easy. And whole life goes away. I mean every word of this. I can tell you, many devotees with so many years of experience would not even think like this, what we're talking about right now. This verse they may study and go away. Yeah, Prabhupada Sarar Maharaj said this way, then how can I do this? He asked a question, and how can I live him? Well, the question he asked, he said, where's the point? The cause, we discussed the cause, and when he was asked the question, asked to give benediction, there is no other cause for him to come, that is right, to protect his devotee. And then he says here that you place me in touch with the devotee, let me serve him. It further clarifies, here is coming. Yeah. How could I leave his service? The person who has helped me so much. You see, this is a very important point, very important question he raises. And I can tell you, there very few will be sitting and thinking like this. If you think on this point, it will really help our life and our devotional service. Yeah, I'm telling you this. Okay, let's hear from others. Who is Pradyumna Prabhu has come back? He has joined us now. Hare Krishna. Is he there? Is he not there? Probably he's gone. Okay. I don't know. No. He may join us. Okay. Yes, so Mataji, what do you think? What is this meaning? How could I live his service? How will we implement this
Yes,
instruction?
yes. So I think there were a lot of points. I think one thing when you read the verse that we had recently shared, that Krishna, he quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. So I think in our daily life, it is always I see it very frequently that usually the devotees of Krishna, they are always standing out. And everything that we are doing, it is different than what the general crowd is doing. And many a times, especially I think for the younger devotees who are going to colleges and who are in the world outside right now, they are usually whatever we are doing is off track for people. Like not having non-veg or not going to parties or anything is very off track. And many a times we feel bewildered by all these things. And even exam tests or anything related to your job, people are taking the wrong path. And many a times we might be bewildered that maybe we will succeed if we don't follow what they are doing as well, because we are taking a different path. But I think in those situations when we are bewildered and we are thinking, what should we do? I think in those situations we can remember this verse, and we can remember how Krishna helped Prahlad Maharaj, and how because his devotee Narad Muni had promised Prahlad Maharaj's mother that he will be safe. So just so that he could follow through on his devotee's promise, Krishna saved Prahlad Maharaj from his father only. So we can remember this verse and we can remember this entire story. And that way we can be sure that no, what we are doing is right. And we don't have to follow the crowd just because that is what the major crowd is doing.
Okay, no, that's very good. You put things in nice perspective. But my question was very pointed. My question comes after this. When all this was done, and Prahlad Bahadur asked for benediction, he says, how can I ask for anything else except to do service to this personality who has helped me? You know, he says this point that what else can I want except his service? Yeah. How could I live this his service? You know. So he said, my Lord, my dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of my association with material desires, one after another, I was gradually falling into a blind well full of snakes, following the general populace. What you are saying, right? But your servant Narad Muni kindly accepted me as his disciple, means gave instructions. What we are reading in Bhagavatam is what was told to him, and instructed me how to achieve this transcendental position, the top position of being devotee of the Lord. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How could I leave his service? So what did you understand by this? He was focused on this point. He could have asked for anything. Yeah, so good you put things in perspective. I don't take it away. It's very nice. Okay, let's move on. It's a bit tricky. As I said, this requires a lot of contemplation. But I like to stump people at times, you know. And that's when people they come out and things, you know, what it is, how it is, and nectar comes out of it. I found it that way. So thank you very much. Okay, wonderful. Yes, Path Prabhu, what do you think?
Thank you. Also, what I
You would have
think
got
is,
time to think now, you know. The firing gun was somewhere else. Now you got some time to think. Now let's hear from you now.
what I think was that Prahlad Maharaj said that my first duty is to serve, and how can I leave the service is what he said.
Yeah.
And even when he was being offered all kinds of benedictions and liberations and whatnot, he said, but my first duty is to serve uh, my
Narad
Guru,
Muni.
my Narad Muni, right? He's Guru Maharaj, Narad Muni. And while I'm serving my Guru Maharaj, so basically what I understood from it is that Narad Muni hearts, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that I dwell in my devotees' heart and they dwell in mine, right? That which means, and which Avinash Prabhu told us in one of the class, that devotees understand the innermost desires of Krishna. right? They know what he wants. So so what I understood was that Narad Muni, being such an exalted, pure devotee, Mahajan, one of the Mahajans, he truly understands what Krishna wants. And we also have read from so many other classes that Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nityadas, that the Swarupa of a Jiva is being Krishna's eternal servant, which means that the Jiva is always to be engaged in service, right? And what better service there is than being engaged in the service of the pure devotee of the Lord, who knows the innermost desires of the Lord himself, right? So that is what I think, Prabhu, that, and this is also the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that being a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, right? Not just being the servant of the Lord, but being the servant of the servant, right? So and that is why Prahlad Maharaj said that that is very blissful. From practical experience also, Prabhu, we can understand that we have not met Krishna, and we've also not met Srila Prabhupada, right? But by good fortune, we have been given such an association of devotees, Avinash Prabhu, you yourself, and other devotees, and then Guru. And you keep mentioning this, and we keep realizing this every time you mention this, that the mercy of Guru Maharaj are flowing, and we can practically see this. Anybody who is doing something in order in the mood of our group, they can actually feel that it's only to the mercy of Guru Maharaj of how these impossible things are happening. And there are many, I think Avinash Prabhu must have shared with you some instances that are happening here in India with the youth group, with things in general, how they're happening, how they're manifesting. Nobody knows. But when I was talking with Avinash Prabhu, he said, this is just the mercy of Guru Maharaj flowing. You don't know. So, and Prabhu, serving such devotees, you feel more blessed, because I can take this analogy that, when the milk is condensed, it is more tastier. So through all this servant of the servant of the servant, the milk becomes keeps becoming more condensed and condensed and condensed and condensed and condensed. So we get the sweetest flavor if we are the servant, right? So, and you also said in one of the class that Krishna and Maharaj, I think Maharaj, Guru Maharaj said that Krishna likes the one who's standing at the last of the line. So
Not that way, but yeah, one has to be servant of the servant. Yeah.
yes, servant of the servant. Yes. So yes, Prabhu, that is very transcendental and that is very peaceful. So yes,
Yeah,
that
that's
is.
very good. Very good attempt. Both of you and Saramagari, very nice. That's good. Okay, you had some time. Vendra, wonderful. Okay, what about our leaders? What do you think? Anyone like to share? Any one of you like to share, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Haribol.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Prabhuji, this point actually is very important. And I think you discussed that previously also many times. I remember that that when we came into the, I'll just take the example of myself, that when I came into the contact of Hare Krishna weekend, so you the first person that taught us everything. So now if I get opportunity somewhere else, so how come I can forget that who taught me everything and who bring me out of the gutter, as we say. so yeah, this is the instruction of Prahlad Maharaj, and it's very practical, and it's a different mood. Like, so we can't sort of forget the person or forget who first taught us or first grab our hand, and we always needs to be under their instructions, under their guidance. And that's the mood of Prahlad Maharaj. And when he said that, how come he can accept something else?
How can I leave his service?
Service, yes. So that's what I understand. This was very very serious mood, probably very different mood. Like as you said, that not many devotees can think like that.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is our Hare Krishna weekend mode. That's why I'm emphasizing this point. I want everybody to understand this. You can understand as about your way, you know. Everybody has a right to think their own way. That's perfectly all right. Good, good.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, thank you. Anybody else, please? So there's the youngsters would understand this. You know, these people have been experiencing this. You know, the leaders. So they may be able to put in less words what you all spoke in long words. You know, the intermediate level and beginners level. So yeah, it's good. We're churning here. Yes, anyone else like to say anything?
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Bhajan Prabhu is here. Okay. Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Yes,
Hare
tell me.
Krishna. Yeah, so what I understood that like we were discussing this in Avinash Guru's class also, the verse where Prahlad Maharaj says that he is not worried about staying in the material world. He serve Krishna wherever he is. So I understood that that is the mode of a pure devotee, that he himself doesn't want to go back to Godhead alone. He wants to bring everyone with him, and he is not worried about staying in the material world. So that's the first thing I understood, and the second thing that we were discussing just now about the guidance of devotees. So I have shared this with Avinash Prabhu also, that we are so glad that we are under such a good guidance, that we are getting a proper flow of knowledge, and that is very rare to find anywhere. I haven't found this, like to be honest, I haven't found this type of knowledge everywhere, anywhere else. And that's why most of my youth friends that are my classmates that are with me are sticking to the group, and they are liking it very much.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wanted to share this.
Avinash Prabhu is doing very nice service. Very good. Very nice. Okay. Thank you very much. Bhajan Prabhu. It's good. Good. You're learning very nicely in the beginners level also. No, it's very good. Yes. Anyone else, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, yes, this is very important instruction, Prabhuji, and I totally agree what Sanjay Prabhu said, that in preaching actually means what I understood from the question that Shri Prahlad Maharaj asked Lord Nrsimhadeva, where he's saying that how come I leave the service of my Gurudev, who has actually taught me everything, because Narad Muni instructed Srimad Bhagavatam when he was in his womb. And he rightfully pointed out that actually, if he did not actually mercifully accepted him as a disciple, he would be just a part of the general populace. You know?
Yeah.
So he would be just gliding down, you know, in the dark well, as he described, and become.
And not only that, he promised to save him.
Yes, promised to save him as well. Yes.
Yeah. How is it? You know, he's born the womb.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know, but he said, I promise. No problem. Nothing will happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So yes, so that's where important point. Ms. Sanjay also pointed out that because he taught him everything, there is no way we should leave his service, because of his mercy, he became a great devotee of Lord Nrsimhadeva or Lord Vishnu. You know, so but actually point. So that is very, very important point. And secondly, means even your guru instruct you. You know, now we are learning from you. Gurudev, because of your mercy, Srila Prabhupada.
Yes,
so we are getting all this knowledge, and everyone teaching only one point, that is our final goal is Krishna. You know, everybody teaches that, you know, that's where we have to go. And here, Prahlad Maharaj has achieved that goal, right? Lord has actually appeared in front of him.
To
And
save
that's
him.
when I was thinking that he has excelled, you know, what he wanted to achieve. And still, he didn't forget where he come from.
Yes, that is important.
Yeah. And that's what actually is thinking that, so means it will happen, you know, even we are in that position, we can easily forget, you know, Krishna in front of me, I forget, you know, everyone behind. That's what happens.
Yes, yes.
But Prahlad Maharaj was, you know, he's so actually in equilibrium, you know, he's not actually disturbed by any happiness or not disturbed by any pains and pleasure that he experienced before. So as Krishna described in Bhagavad Gita, no, who remains steady in happiness and sorrows, you know, he's a real devotee. So he proved that point But that's what actually really impressed me, that Prahlad Maharaj, his glories is sung everywhere. Now we are singing his glories after so many years, but he didn't forget his Guru Maharaj, that he picked me up, and he taught me, and because of
Yes.
his mercy, I have become the great devotee. So I should never leave his service. So
Yes,
that's
absolutely
what.
correct. This is what it is. This is the summum bonum of the appearance of Lord Nrsimhadeva. This is where in our heart, you are absolutely right. Our heart is purified when we speak, when we think like this. This is the meaning of saying our thinking has to change. Use the words. Our thinking should change. This is the meaning. You are absolutely correct. That here everything, when everything is given to him, what do you want? How can I forget him? Now I want to be his servant. That's it. You see. It is unimaginable. And this is the point. The difference between a sincere devotee, pure devotee, and not is this only. It's nothing, so many great things. But this is the point. This is the point. And I've seen people falter on this so many times. You see, we talk about Guru Maharaj so much, Prabhupada were glorified very nicely, which we should. But I've seen Guru Maharaj's lectures in Bhagavatam, there were two devotees, man, in the whole class. Only 2 or 3. Yeah. And I told you once, when you were, I think you were remembering this point, that somebody wanted to become a preacher, wanted to learn English, they would go out and learn preaching. But I said, but Maharaj, here, English teacher. I said, yes, that's right. You see, this is what it is. This is only one part of the story. You see, I was so upset at that time. Believe you me, I'm in the line of knowledge and succession from Maharaj, disciples and all. I probably come at the end, with the realized knowledge and very beautifully following through instruction. I come at the end. And this is a fact. I'm not saying that, no, I'm letting you know fact. But there's one thing I'm very particular about the etiquette. And no compromise on this, full stop. Etiquette is very critical. So during that time, Maharaj would say, I went around and asked those people living there, he said, you Danvat to Maharaj when Maharaj come? Because I would give meeting Maharaj here, Danvat there, Danvat, Because Maharaj in Rajkot, so in the temple there is Danvat. Maharaj meet Maharaj in the house room, there's a Danvat, So they say, yeah, I said, I did not see you giving Danvats, Who am I to say that? But I said that, They said, yeah, Maharaj only said not to give Danvats, all the time. So, okay. And you followed this instruction. Huh? I became so angry. I said, why? That kind soul told you that you live in the same place as him. And they were living outside the temple. Not I'm talking about inside temple devotees. They're outside devotees living in the same area. Said you can't give Dandavats to Maharaj every time. Said why not? Whenever you meet, you must give Dandavats. They were shocked to hear this. Probably they would not talk to me after this. I don't know what happened. I don't remember those points. They're very kind. I said, why not? This is not the way. He's not insisting upon it. He's telling you, no problem, that's okay. That means you're okay. What nonsense is this? Today everybody is remembering Maharaj quotes, Maharaj this. At that time nobody was worried about this, I'm telling you, this is a fact. This is a fact. Same with Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, at the time somebody left Prabhupada, So many things going on. So this is the etiquette. What Prahlad Maharaj are doing. First was etiquette by Krishna. It says, I started my discussion by saying that Krishna has instructed that all this whole pastime of Lord Nrsimhadeva is to fulfill the promise. Promise keeper. That is Krishna. Right? And whose promises he keeps? His disciples, his devotees. And who are they? Who are etiquette-wise like this? Narad Muni follows on his instructions, and Prahlad Maharaj follows his instructions intelligently to say, how can I leave him? You know, he took me out of the gutter. I'm born as a demon man in a demon family. Yeah, how can it be possible? This is the point. So what happened is this, that I have seen it. When you meet a person, a very realized person every day, you tend to become okay, you know. And the person will never say anything to you. Because Maharaj's quote was there, right, yesterday, day before yesterday, that if you desire adorations from others, then death becomes very painful. See, even at that time, I was thinking about death. How should one prepare for death? So if you want adoration, then your death will be very painful, because no, you don't get adoration, you'll be sad for this, you know. But that does not mean we should not do adoration. This is the only one point which brought me close, which Maharaj appreciated for me. Only one point. Everything else was, I'm far light years away to so many disciples, all of them actually. Yeah, this is a fact. Always remember this. Do not make somebody who's our seniors, or teachers and all, very conversant, Never do this. Even at the highest stage, I've seen devotees falling. And preaching is one of the biggest pitfalls. The moment you start to preach, when people follow you, it goes in your head like this immediately. So it is not that to not go into head, you must do this. No, it should come naturally. So what is in the Lord's heart, devotees know. So devotees act accordingly? No, that is wrong. Devotees don't act understanding the Lord's heart. So Lord is impressed by them. No, this is wrong. This is totally wrong. We've not understood the concept. The truth is this, that because the devotee acts in a particular way that wins the Lord's heart, that's why the Lord is interested in them. This is the meaning when Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj instructs to say that act in a way that Krishna comes searching for you. He did not say that you find out what Krishna wants and act accordingly. He said, no, you act in a way that Krishna comes searching for you. This is the meaning. This is the point. And for this, we require introspective intelligence. And the difference between our different levels of beginners program, intermediate program, seniors program is this only. This level, how we are following deeply. You see, this is the significance. That's why so many, I was told this, by devotees, that this is a difference of one's following and not following. Following means intelligently we must follow. Yeah. So I just thought we must understand this point. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How can I leave his service? This is the point to be understood. Yeah. Anyone understand this very nicely? Then bhakti becomes very easy and simple. No complication. Otherwise, all kinds of complications will come. I'm telling you, your whole life will become very complicated if you don't follow this point. Okay. I think we have gone past our time, but still this is a very important point. Anyone wants to say anything? Please, if you can say. I'll wait for some seconds, and then we'll finish the discussion. Thank you. Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. So we conclude today's discussion by saying this, but with this discussion, Hare Krishna. Now, whose turn is it to sing Maharaj? Maharaj, please hear us.
It's Madhav's turn.
Oh, Madhav Prabhu ki jai. Very nice. Okay, wonderful. Your mother is there as well. Let us show her face, please. Don't kids should not be alone, please. Kids shouldn't be alone. Yeah. Let your mom also come behind. No? Just so that YouTube and all they can see that there are parents with the children. They're not alone. There you go. This policy they say that the child should be accompanied with the adults in the screen. No? So we are fulfilling that promise here. Okay, now please show your turn on your cameras, please. Let's start with the prayers. 1, 2, 3, start.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we are not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime,
Because wasted time
because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best is your time.
So best use your time
When you're in your prime.
when you're in your prime,
And your whole life
and your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there's nothing wrong.
then there is nothing
And
wrong.
if your health is gone,
If your health is gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
If a character dies,
If the character dies,
then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior,
Only saintly behavior,
that's humanity thrive.
that's humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
You can only remember Krishna
You can only remember Krishna.
and never forget him too.
We must always remember.
Always remember Krishna.
We
We
must
must
always
always
remember
remember Krishna.
and-
We must always remember Krishna
and never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this? There's so many things to do.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here's the greatest clue.
And here's the greatest clue. You must
You
learn.
must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely.
So listen very closely
and make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live in work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live in, but so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
Whatever's due today,
Whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy,
Your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things,
or doing bad things,
but you think again.
but you think again,
Don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you'll win the end.
and and you will win the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we are given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we know and Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest. This is how to live.
to work and to play.
You learn to live this way.
You'll see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
And when our time is up, he takes us above. He'll send to dance with him with a heart full of love.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. We'll sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame.
Is
Is
the only way this world will ever become sane. So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame is the only way this world can ever become sane. Now please
ask this greatest question.
Now please ask this greatest question
And find this greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna.
You can only remember Krishna
if Krishna remembers you.
if Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Hare Krishna Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Krishananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Krishnitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bom. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Bhutareshwari Mahavishnu Goswami Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Bhutareshwari Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Bhavan Krishna Devi. Okay, Hare Krishna. Before we go, I just want to make a quick announcement, quick information. I'll be, by mercy of Srila Gurudev Krishna, I'll be traveling to India very soon. But I'm reaching on the 18th of May. It's not too far, but 1.5 weeks time. And we'll be there for about a month. And I'll leave on the 18th of June. So just to let you know, I will be in Mumbai. Maybe travel around a few things for some fishing purposes. I'm not too sure. But we'll see how it goes. Okay. Hare Krishna.